class, this is me Andrea Nicole Malasig, second year BS Ed, major in English. So, our topic for today is all about target setting, designing, and developing assessments. So, assessment in classroom. It is associated largely with teacher-made testing which ascertains of the competencies and outcomes after the instructions. So in particular, testing is a useful means in evaluating the learner's knowledge, skills, and faculties. The next is classroom assessment tools. So it must be aligned with learning targets grounded in curriculum and expectations for individual student growth. It is more effective when careful attention is given to the structure and format of the assessment. Next is constructive alignment. So when we say constructive, it is refers to the idea that students construct meaning through relevant learning activities, while alignment refers to the situation when teaching and learning activities and assessment tasks are aligned to the intended learning outcomes or ILO. So, in alignment is best achieved by designing teaching and learning activities and the TLAs and the assessment tasks that activate the same verbs as are stated in the ILOs. So, Biggs and Tang added that constructive alignment starts with clearly stating not what the teacher is going to teach, but what the outcome of the teaching is intended to be. This is expressed as the intended learning outcome ILO, which is a statement of what the learner is supposed to be able to do and what standard. When students attend lectures, discussion, and other interactive activities, however, their main activity is receiving, not doing. The next is competencies, objectives, and outcomes. So, competencies, objectives, and outcomes, according to Hartel and Fogujing, it can be written to describe the learning gained by students in individual courses. Course outcomes are for the program as a whole, or programmatical outcomes. Learning outcome is crafted so that it can be measured or assessed. Competency is a general statement detailing the desired knowledge and skills of students graduating from our course, like in our assessment in Learning 1. So, in objectives, on the other end, it is a general statement about the larger goals of the corner or learning areas, while the outcome is a very specific statement that describes exactly what the student will be able to do in some measurable way. So the next is learning domains and taxonomies. So it will be constructed objective should meet the following criteria. First, describe a learning outcome. Second, be student-oriented. Third, be observable or describe an observable product. These are the following different domains of learning: cognitive, affective, and psychomotors. So in Revised Bloom's taxonomy, there are 6 levels. The first level is remembering. It is a retrieving, recognizing, and recalling relevant knowledge from long-term memory. Second, understanding. Constructing meaning from oral, written, and graphic messages through interpreting, exemplifying, classifying, summarizing, inferring, comparing, and explaining. Third, applying. It is a carrying out or using a procedure for executing or implementing. Fourth, analyzing. It is a breaking material into constituent parts. determining how the parts relate to one another and to an overall structure or purpose through differentiating, organizing, and attributing. Fifth level, it is evaluating, making judgments based on criteria and standards through checking and critiquing. The last level is creating. It is the putting elements together to form a coherent or functional whole, reorganizing elements into a new pattern or a structure through generating, planning, or producing. The next is affective domain. So an affective domain, it has a fourth level. Not to say sixth level either. Okay. 6th or 7th level. Am I wrong? The first level is receiving. It is awareness, willingness to hear, selected attention. Second level, responding. It is active participation on the part of the learners, attends and reacts to a particular phenomenon. Learning outcomes may emphasize compliance in responding, willingness to respond, or satisfaction in responding. It is a motivation. Valuing. The worth of value a person attaches to a particular object, phenomenon, or behavior. This ranges from simple acceptance to the more complex state of commitment. Valuing is based on the internalization of a set of specified values, while clues to these values are expressed in the learner's overt behavior and are often identifiable. Next is organization. It is organizes values into prioritized by contrasting different values, resolving conflicts between them, and creating a unique value system. The emphasis is on comparing, relating, and synthesizing values. Next is characterization. It has a value system that controls their behavior. The behavior is pervasive, consistent, predictable, and most importantly, characteristic of the learner. Instructional objectives are concerned with the student's general patterns of adjustments, personal, social, and emotional. Next is psychomotor domain. In psychomotor domain, it has a 7th level. The first level of this is perception or awareness. It is the ability to use sensory cues to guide motor activity. This ranges from sensory stimulation through cue selection to translation. Next is set. Readiness to act includes mental, physical, and emotional sets. These three sets are dispositions that predetermine a person's response to different situations, sometimes called it mindsets. The next is guide response. Guide response is the early stages in learning a complex skill that includes imitation and trial and error. Adequacy of performance is achieved by practicing. The next is mechanism or basic proficiency. This is the intermediate stage in learning a complex skill. Learned responses have become habitual and the movement can be performed with some confidence and proficiency. The next is complex overt response or expert. The skillful performance of motor acts that involve complex movement patterns. Proficiency is indicated by a quick, accurate, and a highly coordinated performance, requiring a minimum of energy. This category includes performing without hesitation and automatic performance. For example, players are often other sound of satisfactions or expletives as soon as they hit a tennis ball or throw a football, because they can tell by the feel of the act what the result will produce. The next is other taxonomies. Structure of observed learning outcome. It is be a solo taxonomy. This is an alternative to Bloom's taxonomy. Solo taxonomy was pioneered by Biggs and Cooley in 1982. Solo can also be used in designing the curriculum in terms of the level of intended learning outcomes, which is helpful in implementing constructive alignment. So the first of solo taxonomy is the first level is pre-structural. It is the learner doesn't understand the lesson and uses a much too simple means of going about it. The learner is unsure about the lesson or subject. Second, unistructural. The learner's response only focuses on one relevant aspect. The learner has only basic concept about the subject. Multi-structural. So the learner's response focuses on several relevant aspects, but they are treated independently. The learner has several concepts about the subject, but they are disconnected. Assessment of this level is primarily quantitative. The next is relational. The different aspects have become integrated into a coherent whole. The learner has mastered the complexity of the subject by being able to join all the parts together. This level is what is normally meant by an adequate understanding of a subject. Last is extended abstract. This is the previous integrated whole may be conceptualized at a higher level of abstraction and generalized to a new topic or area. The learner is now able to create new ideas based on her mastery of the subject. Last, it is Marzano taxonomy. Marzano 2000 developed taxonomy to respond to the shortcoming of the widely used Bloom's taxonomy and the current environment of standard-based instruction. Marzano and Kendall 2007 model of thinking skills incorporated a wider range of factors that affect how students think and provides a more research-based theory to help teachers improve their students' thinking. That's all be all. Thank you.